Hey, this is Davin with Hagerty, our Red Line Rebuilds. Project Subaru. Gonna be fun, and it's already been interesting. Well, let's throw this here. Well, we're good and strapped down. Time to head back to the shop. Whew. Well, back here at the shop, and now we're gonna, well, I'm gonna learn, because this will be the first time that I've taken a Subaru motor apart, let alone out of the car. And boy, isn't it a fine specimen of Subaru. Where I'm gonna start, I'm gonna put this up in the air. Hopefully it stays together long enough to be in the air, because I'm not real confident on the rust situation underneath. And we'll get some tools after it. I'm betting they're all gonna be even numbers, well, at least numbers, not fractions. And yeah, John, you got a bunch of sand in it. Jeez, golly. That's gonna be a mess, just a mess. For those of you that ever wonder what happens in Michigan with our cars and the salt they like to put on the roads, this is not a factory option. So this subframe is completely shot as far as this section of it. So we'll see where we go from here. But it looks like somebody's put a much larger downpipe in it. At least I'm assuming. It looks pretty big for factory. And of course there's the complementary zip ties on virtually everything to hold stuff together, because no one likes to take the time to pop the factory connectors off well. But anyway, I digress. So moving forward, we will, I don't know, just keep taking stuff off until it falls out. Honestly, that's the game plan. I'm not even joking. Okay, well, here's my rockauto.com tip of the day. When you're tearing apart something and it might be a while before you get back to it, as you pull this stuff out, take the fasteners, put it right back in the spot it came from. Well, here we are. We have a lot of stuff unhooked. Power steering's loose. This should all come with the motor. Obviously, I need to disconnect some stuff underneath. Dog bone is off the back. A bunch of wires are off. AC compressor's pushed out of the way. Strut towers are loose. So in theory, what's going to happen here is I'm going to lift this up in the air. I'm going to take my table, slide it up underneath the car, and I'm going to set the cradle down on top of it. What could possibly go wrong with that? I'm sure there's a ground strap somewhere that I haven't seen. And quite frankly, if there is, I'm going to yank it off. So, is what it is. Wish me luck. We have our assembly out. Actually, it didn't go too bad. For as ugly and as packed as it looks from the top, after you take some of the crud off of it, access actually is pretty decent. Of course, a couple things came off really easy because they were just rotted. But at the end of the day, I only broke 2 bolts that I have no intentions ever to replace. So that's fantastic. And look at this. We have a beautiful, high performance, red anodized pulley. I'm sure that's worth at least 25% more horsepower, along with the sticker. But anyhow, moving forward, I need to get the engine now out of whatever you want to call this assembly, the front end. Front suspension, separate that, get the transaxle piece off of there, and let's get up onto a stand. It's going to look really funny on a stand because it's wider than it is longer. But hey, it is what it is. We have our Subaru motor out on the engine stand, and for all intents and purposes, I didn't take any skin off the ends of my knuckles. Now my hands are pretty greasy because this thing is dirty and yucky. But here it is. Next step for us will be to tear it all apart and get going on a rebuild. So until then, you know the drill. Well, quite frankly, if you don't know the drill by now, here it is. Get out in the shop, go get your work done. I'm sure you got a project waiting for you. If not, flip through the classifieds, go find one. See ya.